Welcome to Truth Meets Fiction. Tonight, 6 classic episodes of Quiet Please, presented back to back. Settle in, turn down the lights, and enjoy.
Mutual Broadcasting System presents the first of a series of new and unusual dramatic programs, written and directed by Willis Cooper and featuring Ernest Chappell.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. 6,800 feet above sea level. A little house, maybe 20 feet long, 15 feet wide. It's made of corrugated iron sheets with a high peaked roof. It sort of hangs over the edge of the mountaintop, with nothing but the spikes of pine trees stretching all the way down to Pasadena, better than a mile below you. You ever get out to California? Well, if you do, go up there sometime and take a look at that little house. But look at it through the fence that surrounds it. That's far enough, through the fence. You go out Foothill Boulevard toward Pasadena, but you turn off on Angeles Crest Highway at Black Mountain. Just keep on driving uphill, and you'll get there. Just keep right on going. The top of Mount Wilson is the end of the highway. You ever look through a big telescope at the sky at night, at the things up there? Things so far away you strain your brain just trying to imagine how far away they are. With nothing between you and them, billions and billions of miles of nothing. I don't know what it does to you, but, brother, I freeze. Listen, do you know there are holes in the sky? No, I mean it. I've seen them. There's a thing in the constellation Andromeda. No, wait a minute. I'm not going to get technical with you. Just listen. There's this thing, astronomers call it the Horsehead Nebula. You know what it is? It's a hole. It's a great big patch of nothing. Just nothing. There aren't any stars there. There's just a hole. No, nobody knows anything about it. Astronomers look at it, they take pictures of it, and there it stays. There it is now and tomorrow and the next day and 1,000,000 years from now. And it's been there always. Yes, it has. It's so far away that what you see now is the way it looked 1,000,000,000 years ago, before there was anybody to see it from. And there's lots more of those places. So what's all this got to do with a little house up on top of Mount Wilson? I'll tell you. This was quite some time ago. I'd been living in California, see, for several years. I had a couple of bucks, had a nice little place near Venice. That was before the valley got to be so popular with movie people, radio comics, people like that. And it wasn't bad living alone, waking up in the middle of the night hearing the Southern Pacific Light whistle for a crossing out around Chatsworth, listening to a dog howling way out across the valley, going back to sleep. I don't get back to sleep so easy these days. Well, these people from Cleveland were out there, Aldo Minucci and Hugh Grant. We used to be great friends, Aldo and Hugh and I, so nothing would do but they'd come to stay with me. Well, it was all right. I had a Dodge convertible. The boys got quite a kick out of California. That's how we came to go up to Mount Wilson that day. Aldo and Hugh had been, looking around for odd places. They had some ideas. So one day we were having breakfast, and they were looking at an automobile club bulletin. Aldo said, let's go to Mount Wilson. So we did. I've been up there once before. You know how it is in California. I knew everything. I thought I knew everything. I found out different. We were inside the big dome where the 100-inch telescope is. It's like being inside a giant's watch. The telescope is in the middle, a big spidery framework with ladders climbing all over it up under this dome. The tourists stand on the kind of a catwalk around the edge while the astronomer explains as much as he thinks the apple-knockers will understand. There was just a few of us that day standing close to a little kind of pulpit, listening with our mouths open. Yeah, it is like a pulpit. I got to thinking that day how the astronomer looked like a priest up there. A nice old white-haired fellow like a priest. And I was thinking he was talking about the heavens, too. I'd seen it all before, but my mouth was as wide open as Hugh's and Aldo's.
And the Earth is moving through space, too. It moves around the sun at the rate of about 18.5 miles per second. So therefore, you see, we must, in order to keep this telescope focused accurately on the celestial objects we are observing, neutralize those motors mechanically. The telescope itself, as you will observe, is controllable in any direction by this motor. Watch the little finger. Notice the motion of the telescope. And the final movement, the rotation of the entire dome, exactly synchronized with the speed of the Earth through space. Watch through the shutters above your head.
Look across.
Yeah, I see.
Look outside.
We ain't moving. The sky's gone by. Look at you.
I see it. It's an optical illusion, Aldo.
No, it's not an optical illusion. In relation to space, this spot we are on is standing still. Through these motions here in the dome, the mirror of the telescope is kept aimed exactly at one spot far out in space.
What's space, mister?
It. Nothing.
What about the air?
You're a few miles of air, my friend, and then nothing.
Huh.
Well, stars.
Yes, the stars, and the places where there are no stars.
My skin twitched a little when he said that. The places where there are no stars. Did yours? Well, the show was over. We went outside into the sunlight. We walked across the long wooden bridge. There's a deep gully in front of the dome. And down a little path past the thing they call a coelostat. A small dome on legs about 100 feet high. Thing they study the sun and sunspots and things like that with. And it was quiet up there along toward the middle of the afternoon. There was a chill in the air. We were just talking. It's an odd place, and you get kind of impressed. The people impress you. The astronomers. They live up there all by themselves. They look at the sky. They see things. You always get the feeling they know a lot more than they're telling. Like doctors. Like priests, I guess. I said that, didn't I? Well, that's what they're like. The path leads through the woods. Biggest live oaks you ever saw. Leads through the woods over to the old hotel. So I said, hey, how about a beer before we start down, huh?
A beer? That's for me.
Can you get hard liquor up here, Ross?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I wouldn't want to drink, not with all that mountain road ahead of me.
No, sir. Don't take no drink, Ross. I don't want to ride that road with nobody's had a drink of liquor. Maybe you shouldn't have a beer either.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Beer won't hurt me.
Hey, what's Suspense for?
Yeah? I never noticed that before.
That's quite a fence. A hard time getting over that.
What would you want to get over it for?
I don't know. What do you suppose is on the other side where they got this and everything?
I don't see anything. Except that little house out there on stilts.
Yeah, funny looking place.
Fence goes right around it.
And get a gate?
No, come on. Let's get a beer.
No, I want to look at this, Ross.
Probably they got something valuable in there.
Sure, scientific instruments or something. This place is all full of that stuff.
Hey, look. Sign.
Huh?
Where?
Here.
Oh, come on.
Oh, wait. What's it say?
The public is forbidden to pass beyond this fence under severe penalty.
At all?
Yeah.
What do you suppose they got in that place?
I don't know. I don't care.
Hey, there's a door up at the end of that trestle. Maybe we could get back and get in through that other shed where the trestle starts, huh?
What do you want to go in there for? Oh, come on, we got to get going.
Oh, I'm just curious. You know what I mean. Place might come in handy.
Oh, yeah.
See? Especially if they keep everybody out like this.
Well, the thing must be full of stuff, like Ross said, scientific stuff.
Yeah, it might be, might not be. Hey, here comes that fellow that made the spiel up there.
No, Leslie. He'd know.
Well, he won't tell you.
Well, we'll find out. Hey, fella.
How are you?
Hey.
Were you talking to me?
Yeah. What's in that funny-looking building?
Over there?
Nothing. Yeah?
What's the idea of the fence then?
You don't want people to go in there.
Oh, I'd sure like to see what's in it.
Said there's nothing in there.
You sure, mister?
Yes, I'm absolutely. Could we get a pass to go in there, maybe? No. You saw the sign, didn't you?
Yeah, it said something about the penalty of the law.
You didn't read it very carefully.
He didn't read it. I did.
Read it again.
Wait. The public forbidden to pass beyond this fence under severe penalty. See?
I see what he means. He didn't say anything about the law.
Ah,
That's right.
well then.
There are other penalties.
Oh. Tough guy, huh?
No, not at all.
Well, what does it mean then?
I'll give you a little friendly advice. I wouldn't try to find out if I were you.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. Do you really know what's in there, mister?
Yes.
What? Nothing.
Okay, lads. Let's go get that beer.
Well, of course, you know it was up. You're way ahead of me. My Cleveland pals weren't in California just for a vacation. There was a bank I'd had my eye on for a while out in Pacific Palisades. It wasn't the first bank that Minucci and Hugh Grant and I had worked a deal on. I didn't go much for this place up on Mount Wilson with nothing in it and a fence around it. Aldo and Hugh, well, after all, could you find a better place to stash away some dough? Nobody could get in, they said. And if we could... Well, so I bought the idea finally. And to make a long story short, we took, I think it was $53,000 out of the bank. 53, 54. Now, what's the difference? It's all gone now. It's a long drive from Pacific Palisades over Sunset Boulevard, then up Beverly Glen to the valley, through Venice to Sunland, down past the sanitarium on Foothill Boulevard to where you turn off on the Angeles Crest Highway. It's a long drive, especially at 1 o'clock in the morning. That was when we pulled out of Pacific Palisades. It was summer. After you turn on the mountain road, you're not allowed to smoke. You see, a fire warden might come along, and those guys can tell somebody smoking in the car a half mile off. They throw you in a can for it, forest fires. Well, we didn't want anybody stopping us. It was risky enough anyway, because practically nobody ever drives up there late at night. Well, early in the morning, I mean. Well, we didn't meet anybody. All three of us were jittery with no cigarettes. That road. Stuffing up in daylight. Why, in the dark. It was 4:30 when we got to the top. The hotel was dark. Cabins were dark. What the sky? It was just like soft with stars. Why you could put in and reach up and touch it. I remember the old guy in the 100-inch dome. Nothing between us and the stars. And down below, well, if you've ever been up there at night, you know what I mean. Just like looking down at stars. The lights are 17, 18, 19 pounds. Pasadena, Los Angeles, Hollywood, Venice, San Fernando, Culver City, Santa Monica. It makes my hair stand on end when I think of it. And I haven't seen it for never mind how many years. Well, we stumbled through the pitch dark. We got off the top 3 times, nearly fell downhill. And, brother, that'd be a fall. We still couldn't risk a cigarette. It was dark. Hugh Grant was in front, then me, then Aldo. We each had briefcases. Hugh had a pair of those big string wire cutters that would go through a steel cable. All of a sudden, he bumps into the fence.
Ouch. What's the matter? The fence.
Where are you?
Stand still, will you?
Dark.
Shut up. Listen for a minute. Hear anything?
Yeah.
No?
See anything?
No?
Look.
What?
The dome over there.
You see somebody?
No. Them two big windows up there. But that big round dome looks like somebody watching us.
Sure does.
No, cut it out. I'm going to try the fence with a cutter.
Want the flashlight?
No.
I wish we...
What?
Forget it. I just don't like that place.
Get out of the way.
Want some help you?
Just keep out of the way. Wait. Hear anything?
Well, that wire made enough noise to...
All right. I'll try another strand. See if you can slide under there, one of you.
Me. No, can't make it yet.
I'll try another. Look out for your arm there. Now try.
Wait till I take off my coat. All right, now, let's see.
How about it?
He's through.
All right. Go ahead.
Me?
You.
All right. Cut another strand, Hugh.
Make it now.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Where are you, Aldo?
Right here. Come on, Joe. Hey, slide the briefcases through first.
Coming up. Got him.
Got it.
Here I come. All set?
All set.
I'm all set. I'm as all set as I ever will be, I figure. I don't like any part of this place. I don't like the dark. I don't like the stars up above us. I don't like the lights down below. I don't like the silence. I don't like climbing around the top of a mountain with nothing under me but thin air for a mile or more. All I can hear is Hugh and Aldo in front of me, cracking through the weeds, cursing when one of them whacks a shin against a sharp rock. All I can see is two black shapes in front of me. Blacker shape, that's the building, the little house with nothing in it. Aldo and Hugh are panting. 6,800 feet, you know. Your breath is pretty short. It's tough going, especially when you're dragging a briefcase full of money, too. You're scared and sweating and tired. And then all of a sudden, we're under the building, alongside one of the struts that hold up the little trestle.
Loose me up, Aldo.
Aldo boosts him up. He was a little guy. He's spry. A lot sprier than I am up there a mile in the air, and I guess he's not as scared as I am. So I look up, and he's sprawling on the trestle with 9 million stars behind him, reaching down to me.
Grab my hand, Ross.
I scrambled up. I'll never know how I made it either. Here we are in a second. Aldo's up there with us.
Now, keep quiet a minute and rest. I'm knocked out.
Yeah. Hear anything, Joe?
Just the wind. Ross.
No, I thought I heard something. Guess it's just the wind.
Listen. It's the wind. Well?
So we stood up. So Hugh walked the rest of the way down the little trestle. We followed him, stumbling over the planks, and there was the door. We rattled the bar on it. It was padlocked. So Hugh took the big cutters and he wrenched away at the bar. We shivered there in the cold, waiting to see if anybody heard us. There wasn't a sound. So Hugh tried again. And the bar fell off. Kept still for another minute. And then...
Open the door. Hey, where's the flashlight?
Wait.
Nobody can see us. Put your fingers over it and turn it in there.
Okay. I don't see anything.
Well, the guy said there was nothing in there.
Can't see a thing. Open up the light a little more.
I got it open. So black in there.
There's something the matter with the light.
Oh, there ain't. Look.
Turn that light off me.
Well, look now when I shine it inside.
Nothing.
Well, there's got to be something in there.
Nothing, the man said.
Can't even see the floor.
Well, I'll find out if there's anything in there.
No, don't go in. Can't tell what's liable to be.
Well, look out. I'll toss a briefcase in.
No. Throw the wire cutters in.
Oh, where are they?
Here.
Mother might, look out, will you? Keep still. You'll wake up the dead. Well, nobody heard us, I guess. A shot with luck tonight, no kidding. I'll give you them cutters.
Here.
Shine the light in there. Sure can't see anything, can you?
Throw 'em in.
Get out of the doorway. Keep the light in there.
Go ahead. Throw 'em against the far wall.
All right. Look out.
Where'd they go?
Tossed them hard enough to bounce. Move the light around. I can't see a thing.
I can't either. There ought to be. The light just kind of seems to...
Oh, cut it out. There's probably some kind of stuff on the floor. Powdered. Maybe they fell into it. Here, stand to one side, Ross.
What are you going to do?
I'm going in to look around. You got a gun, Aldo?
Just this little 32.
All right, come on. Ross, you stay here and watch and listen.
I wouldn't go in there, Hugh.
Nobody asked you to. I'm going. Come on, Aldo.
Now, listen, you.
You got the screaming meanies, too. Now, come on with that gun. There's nothing in there.
Look, Hugh. Come on, let's get out of here.
Oh, shut up. Yeah. Might as well take the dough, too. We can stick it in there. Well, go ahead, Aldo, with the light.
You go first.
All right. Now stand there and keep your ears.
Hey, Hugh. Where are you? Can't see him.
Listen, Aldo, don't go in there.
I got to. Hey, Hugh. Hugh. Where are you?
Listen, Aldo.
Keep your eyes and ears open now. We'll be right back. Hey, Hugh. You all right? You coming in, Hugh? Hugh.
Aldo.
What's in there? Hey, Hugh. Okay, Ross. Something's the matter with him. Here I come. Hugh. I'm gonna...
Hugh. Hey, Hugh. Aldo. Hey, what's in there, you two? Hugh.
I can see you. You can stand up now. They won't come out, I assure you. Come on, stand up.
I've got a gun.
No, you haven't. Stand up.
When my friends come out...
They're not coming out, my friend. Stand up. You wouldn't believe me when I told you.
What's in there? What's in there, I said?
I told you there's nothing behind that door.
My friends went in there.
They're not there now. There's nothing in there. You understand me? There's nothing in there.
Listen.
No, you listen. No, I suppose to do no good to tell you.
Tell me what?
I'd better show you.
Show me what?
Come with me.
No.
Come with me.
I won't. You've got it. Wait. Wait for me. Across the little trestle, away from the door, he closed on my friends. Through another door. Into a long shed in the dark. And I was glad I couldn't see the stars. Out another door at the end of the shed. Down the path past the ceiling step, reaching up into the sky, shining in the starlight, looking like one of those visitors from Mars you heard about on the radio. Across the little wooden bridge with the two eyes of the 100-inch dome staring down at me in a cold wind coming up the other side of the mountain. Up the ramp. Into the dome itself. And up the iron stairs.
Follow me.
And little yellow light at the head of the stairs, and then out on the catwalk in the dark with the floor 40 feet below us. Up another ladder. My legs are getting tired. Up.
Follow me.
Up another dizzy ladder. And another. And across another spidery walk.
Here. Sit in this seat.
I can't speak. My throat is dry. My legs are trembling. I'm icy cold in that great dome out far above the floor. I can't tell you.
Sit still. You won't fall.
What did...
Sit still, I said. You'll have to be sure. Wait. Magnetic destination. You can look now.
Look. At what?
Look through the telescope.
No.
Look, son. What do you see?
Stars. Millions of stars.
Wait. Look again. What do you see?
Nothing. Nothing.
What? Now?
Stars again. Millions. No, a black cloud.
Now?
Nothing.
That nothing you see is 1,000,000 light years away.
What is it?
There's nothing there to see. My friend, there are scores of places in this universe where there's nothing. Far places, near places. Do you understand what I mean?
Is that what you meant when you said...
When I said there's nothing behind that door? Yes.
Well, where...
Your friends? Your misguided friends? I don't know. Perhaps. Take your eye from the telescope. Wait. Look now, if you dare.
Well, what?
Look.
Yes. You guess what I saw. You guess what I saw clawing through black clouds of nothing. You guess what eyes I saw. I saw nothing. Yes, the little house is still there on Mount Wilson. You can go look at it if you want to. But don't go too close. Maybe somebody will tell you it's just a place where they store equipment. Maybe. Why do they keep the door locked then? Well, just one other thing. Don't you go around opening doors you don't know anything about. There might be nothing behind one of them.
You just heard Quiet Please, which is written and directed by Willis Cooper. The man who talked to you is Ernest Chappell.
And the man who played Aldo Minucci is Martin Lawrence. Pat O'Malley was Hugh Grant and James Van Dyke, the astronomer. The music was composed and played by Gene Perazzo. And now for a word about Quiet Please for next week, here is our writer-producer, Willis Cooper. Bill?
I've written what I think is an exciting and unusual love story for next week, Chappie. We'll welcome as our guest the charming star of stage and radio, Claudia Morgan.
Quiet Please for next week is entitled, I've Been Looking for You. Until next week, then, quietly yours, Ernest Chappell.
This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
The Mutual Broadcasting System presents the second of a series of unusual dramatic stories written and directed by Willis Cooper and featuring Ernest Chappell. In this week's story, I Have Been Looking for You, we have as our guest the star of stage and radio, Miss Claudia Morgan. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Story is entitled, I Have Been Looking for You. I have been looking for you. Your name? I do not know your name. Perhaps you are Anaitis, or Ligia, or Bernice. You are Mary, or Alice, or plain Jane. You are Mercedes, Libushka, Colette. Where are you, love? I heard your voice when I was a child, when I was new in school, when I was a tender lad, unknowing. I heard your voice as I passed the schoolroom door.
7 times 7 are 49. 8 times 7 are 56. 9 times 7 are 63.
But I pushed the door ajar and looked, and there was only a schoolroom full of children and a teacher at a desk. The cadence of your childish voice hung in the sunny air in the schoolroom, but I couldn't find you. And wondering, dreaming, I closed the door and went my way on to the confusion of another schoolroom. But your voice was with me, and I have not forgotten. Many times I heard your voice, love, as I grew older. There were other girls in my boyhood, sweet, clean-limbed girls I remember now through the years. Helen with the yellow curls. Gladys, the tomboy on the bicycle. Paula in the library. Kate, Dorothy, and Jenny, and crippled Margaret. And my playmates taunted me because I had no girl of my own. But I smiled a secret smile as I turned away and walked homeward along the elm-shadowed, the flower-sweet streets at night. For always you were somewhere. And I knew I should find you one day. Somewhere. How many years have passed this love? How many summers, how many yesterdays, how many heartbeats? But I knew that I should find you. I saw you at a distance sometimes, a gay red bathing suit on a beach, a fluttering cotton scarf on the winter hillsides against the snow. But when I ran to greet you and call you mine, you were gone. You had vanished. A day came when I was a young man and went away to make my fortune. My heart ached as the little station grew smaller in the rapid distance, for I knew I saw you there waving farewell. Was it to me? And I thought frantically of leaping from the train and returning. But a cloud of dust swirled up behind the train, and when it was gone, you had vanished. There was another glimpse of you, I thought, as the train roared through another little town, and a gay crowd on the station platform waved and called. And I knew then. I knew that wherever I should go, you would be always. And tears came to my eyes as I thought perhaps I should never see your face, but always follow you and never leave. Yes, I was young for love, but I loved you then as I loved you that first day in
7
school.
times 7.
And as I love you now that I have found you.
I knew you followed me. I heard your footsteps down the summer dark street, with the flickering old streetlights scattering shadows into the lilac. And the scent of the lilacs is what you've been saying so many times. Why have I never seen your face? Or have I? Tell me.
I love you.
I've seen your shadow pass my window. I've heard the distant echo of your voice. And you were always near. My dreams have seen you, but you evade my seeking eyes. Do you remember a wide white beach on a summer day? And the high white clouds, and you were alone, and I was alone?
I remember.
I remember. I conjured you up out of the sound of the waves in the sand, and the rhythm of the surf was the beating of my heart.
And the sound of the wind in the dunes was your far-off laughter that I heard.
And I ran along the beach searching for you. Your presence was strong in my heart. And I cried out. I was heartsick. Then I was afraid. I swam far out into the remorseless waves. I became weary and hopeless for you. The waves fought me. They bore me down. Then I dreamed there were strong arms about me. And I opened my eyes to the sun and breathed again. And the salt on my lips I thought was not the salt of the sea, but the sting of a fading kiss. But you were gone. Then I knew my life was yours. And I was very happy for a little while. And very sad. Where did we go, love?
I dreamed of you in the sea. I dreamed that you were struggling, and I dreamed that I swam out to you and took you in my arms and brought you to the shore, and I kissed you. But there was darkness somewhere, darkness that hid your face from me. And when I awoke, I too felt the salt of your lips on mine. Was I never to see you, never to hold you in my arms in life? I thought to forget you. Forgive me that. I thought that my mind was sick, that I dreamed in my waking hours. But which was the dream, and which reality? And how could I escape the vision of you? Always I was haunted, tortured by the thought that you were near me, around the corner, waiting perhaps with a smile of welcome when I should find you. Do you remember? You must.
I remember. When did you walk down an avenue in the snow? The lights were golden from the windows, and the bells sang softly in the twilight. The streets were filled with cheerful people hurrying happily in the white darkness. And I was lonely until you hastened past me, a dim shape in the swirling snowflakes. And I followed you until you disappeared in the storm. The cheerful, flat laughter of the people on the street mocked me again. Foolishness. There's no one. I am alone. We shall never find each other. When I wept in my sleep that night, it was your hand that wiped away my tears.
I dreamed of a woman weeping, and I kissed her eyelids as she said.
You went away.
We were new to the war that Christmas season, and even as the reluctant bells rang in a new year, I went away. I remember the gloomy, cold station. I remember the unhappy sergeant shepherding 24 motley civilians away from the lights of the city to the drafty cars that were detected somewhere. There were few to see us off that New Year's Eve. A policeman who watched us silently as we staggered across the platform. And an old man who offered us his supper and mumbled of his days at the wars of Siboney and San Juan, the girl he left behind him. And a group of belated commuters turning away from us to study the blackboard when the train arrived. And as they closed the doors of the coaches, a fat woman pounding on the window, mouthing frantic goodbyes to a little man who turned away from her. But when our train began to move from the station, a glimpse of a woman standing alone under a dusty electric light on the platform. And then I knew, as I remembered once before, that I could never wholly go away from you, that we belonged to each other, though I might never see your face. I was close to death many times in the war. The gasoline passed when John Sutherland and I were alone one night with Rommel's armor on the other side of the hill with a watch. And at last we knew they were coming. One of us would stay while the other one passed in the back. I was afraid to stay. But I argued with John in the petty pride of my terror, saying I would stay while he should go back to what might mean safety. But he was tired, he said, and I was not. And he would stay. And so I went. Then 20 steps away from him, I heard the 88. It smashed in his mouth.
I spoke to him and told him to stay.
And I was wounded afterwards. And that night I lay in the hospital tent and something happened. I knew I should die. I had no voice to call. And in the last blackness before my senses went, a nurse came hurrying to my side. It was you, I thought. But when morning came, I saw the same familiar nurse I'd known for days.
He was asleep and I awakened him.
Did you watch over me all those years? Was it your voice I sometimes heard in the still night? Have you loved me so as I have loved you? What must we do? I have been looking for you for so long, but such a time went by. Such a long, weary time since I came home. Where were you? There was one moment. I was standing on the deck when our transport came up the bay. I was looking for you. There were hundreds of boats around us, boats with great painted signs welcoming some of us home. And there was none for me. But I hoped that perhaps among all those who had come to meet their men in the harbor there might be. We were past the Statue of Liberty, nosing over to the North River where we were to dock. And the ferry boat from Jersey cut across our bows. I merely glanced at it, and I saw you. That was a happy homecoming. But when I came back to New York, when I took off my uniform and went to work again, you were gone. I searched for you. I looked for you everywhere. Where were you? What had happened? 2 years went by.
I saw you, love. They said in the hospital that I would never get well. I heard the doctors talking. And at night sometimes I talked to you. But I knew you didn't hear me. The cord was broken. I couldn't reach you. I saw you many times.
I had buried myself in my work, they said. Whatever the work was, I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten everything except that I loved you. And I tried to forget that. For I was afraid that you were gone from me forever. And I should never see you, never hear your voice again, never know your nearness as I had grown to know. I tried to lose the thought of you among 7 millions of people, among the high buildings and in the sounds of the city around me. And I almost succeeded. But then I saw you. Do you remember where I saw you? In the very center of the town, surrounded by men and women of 100 races. In the midst of a babble of sound, in the midst of hysterical, never-ending motion, in colors and darkness and flashing, searing lights. It was a summer evening, hot and humid. And a threat of lightning and sullen thunder in the clouds that towered over the Jersey Highlands. The voice of the storm quickened, rumbling over the squalling sound of the city, and the lightning crackled in the west. I was on my way home after a sodden day in the tiny office of O'Connor Square. One of the beaten, hungry millions at the end of a colorless, unhappy day. And the subway, the crowds, and the guards pushing the milling crowds into the airless, stuffy cars. The train stopping far underground where only blind animals should live. Bodies pressed against feverish bodies, tired eyes looking inwardly toward the comforts of home and cool drinks and blessed rest. Then outside the windows, walls too close, sweating and dank with moisture. And a sudden flash of stations as we roar through them, more and more speed, bodies swaying against bodies, suffocation, and the sudden fear that comes like a clutching nightmare deep underground.
We're going too fast.
Streams of blue sparks outside the open windows, the acrid smell of burning rubber, swift panic clutching hands, futile fists beating screaming faces, the scream of tortured brakes, lights flickering and dying, and in the last seconds before the crash... You. I saw you. I had turned, I remember, to escape a man's fingers clawing at my eyes. I saw you, inches away from me, yet a continent away. Blonde hair rippling in the fetid breeze, red lips apart, not in fear, but in rapt excitement, almost smiling. I shouted your name. Did I know your name? And then, darkness. You knew, didn't you? You saved my life again.
You said you turned your head just as the crash came.
Yes, I turned my head to look at you.
The steel rod just grazed your forehead. If you hadn't turned your head...
I looked at you.
It was providential, young man.
It was you.
I knew you were there, among all these scores of frightened, screaming men and women. I knew you were there. And I saw you. In the last flickering of the light, I saw you. And then you were gone. Forever, I thought. I thought you died in the subway wreck. For long months you were dead to me. My mind refused to think of you. I couldn't picture your face again. But now I know I was near you many times. I entered a restaurant as you left.
I left the elevator at the 14th floor one day.
I got on at the 50th.
I turned to look in a shop window as you passed by.
I picked up a book at Bentana's that you just laid down, and I knew I could.
And the bus driver gave me change that had come from your purse, and I knew.
You sat behind me at a Velox Street concert at Carnegie Hall, and I dreamed that night.
The telephone booth at Grand Central. Your perfume still was there. All those long months. Years. There were long times when I never saw. Times, I'm afraid, when I all but forgot you. And then I'd see a picture of you. A happy group celebrating something some night time. And there you were. There was your face, dim and smudged with ink, half turned away from me in the back. And I was off. Off to walks in the park, hoping to hear footsteps that had grown familiar through the long years. Off to a pub crawler on 3rd Avenue, drinking a tin Costello's, P.J. Clark, listening to the cadence of a voice that might somehow be there. And off on the top of a 5th Avenue bus, off on the Staten Island ferry, or an expedition through the theater crowd to take a place. Ah, my love, I have lived. I said I never knew your name. I'd lay awake nights and go over all the girls' names I ever heard. Alice, Claudia, Doris, Elizabeth, Frances, down through Wilhelmina, Yvonne, and Billy. I'd make resolutions to pick it. I went out with other girls. But I found myself becoming bored with other girls. I looked for you and them, and I became short of speech, quarrelsome, and no girl ever went out with me. And I kept to myself more and more times in Central Park, till the very ice cream vendors greeted me as an old acquaintance. And more times along 5th Avenue late at night, up past the cathedral, down past the Empire, hoping, listening, peering anxiously at every woman. I went away on long trips by myself to escape the thought of you, and heard your distant laughter, or thought I saw you framed in the window of a train that passed mine, going in the other direction. I didn't sleep much. Nights I come home as late as I could. Staggering. I closed the door and shut the city up. I was afraid to sleep. I was afraid of the dream. The dream that came so often. An empty room. Dark, high walls. A little flight of stairs leading to an open door. And beyond the door, a dazzling light. And silence. And the light draws me to the flight of steps. My voice echoes in the silence of the gloomy room. Where are you, love? Where are you?
I'm here, love.
You are there, beyond the door, in the room where the light shines. Your shadow falls across the flight of steps. You are only 20 paces away. I move toward the door. 1, 2, 3. And the consequence. Your voice.
Come to me, love.
Another. Is that a hand on my shoulder? I turn to see. The room is empty. Another step. I can go no farther. I struggle, but there is something that holds me back, and a voice that whispers in my ear.
Not yet.
I fight against the force that holds me, but I cannot move. What is beyond the door where the light is? Do you wait for me? Why cannot I reach you?
Come to me, love.
I cannot move. I call. Help me! Come to me!
Come to me.
Then with the sound of a great gong in my ears, I awake trembling. Into heaven. I lie awake till the gray dawn crawls through the window.
The dream came to me last night. Great bright room. The light that dazzles my eyes. And I cannot move. The door that leads to darkness. And footsteps beyond the door in the dark. I'm frightened until I hear your voice.
Where are you, love?
And I answer. And then I know your voice. Coming to me from the darkness into the light that dazzles me. But the footsteps end. And the light burns my eyelids. And the great gong comes.
My hand was on the very lintel of the door, and the radiance of the light within struck my eyes and blinded me. And again I awoke, trembling. Did this mean that I was doomed to silence? Am I to cease, to hold you in my arms? What will I do? I slept a little, and the dream did not return. It was raining when I awoke, a quiet summer's rain, and the light in the street was the color of the light in the room beyond the door. Is that a sign? Is this the day?
The dream. I dreamed of a voice that I knew. I asked him to come to me. Is this the day? The dream a message from somewhere telling me that this is the day. I dressed hastily, and I see that it's already 8 o'clock. Perhaps I shall meet him. I shall wear my new scarlet raincoat. I'll know him when I see him. Will he know me? Thank you. Outdoors. Rain. Good luck at taxicab. Shall I meet him today?
Who says the rain is dismal? This is the day. I know this is the day. I shall walk to the office, Who knows, I may meet her on the way. I smile at strangers as I stroll through the pelting rain down Madison Avenue. Here is a young couple, lovers. I, too, am a lover. And today I shall meet my beloved. And then the fulfillment of all my dreams from the time my childhood, so very long ago. I step down from the curb. 68th Street. Traffic is stopped before the upraised hand of a policeman in the middle of the street. I smile at them. And I do not see the taxicab careening around the corner against the light, the driver frantically tugging at his wheel, very slowly it seems to me, and the cab coming straight at me. And as I looked up, the cruel wheels half a foot from me, you. And then, they moved. The dark room, with the little stairs, and the door, and the dazzling light beyond. Nothing holds me back now. I go forward to the door, and the light welcomes me. I know you are there, love. In a moment we shall meet. We shall kiss. We shall begin our life together. Shall we not? Love, where are you?
Love, I'm here. With you, Sue.
Yes, indeed, right through here. Now, mind the little stairs. Through the door. Yes, it is bright in here, but you have to be able to see very well in here. This is the one. The man that was killed by the taxi cab. No. There's no identification at all. This one? This was the woman, the passenger in the cab. She died of a heart attack at the very instant. No. No identification for her either. Yes, it is strange. Both of them smiling as if they were the happiest people in the world.
Together. You have listened to I Have Been Looking For You, the second in the series, Quiet Please, which is written and directed by Willis Cooper. Ernest Chappell was the man who talked to you, and our guest, Claudia Morgan, was the woman. Thank you, Claudia, for being with us. Others in the cast were Peggy Stanley, G. Wayne Gordon, and Martin Wolfson. The music was composed and played by Gene Palazzo. And now for a word about next week's Quiet Please story, here is our writer-director, Willis Cooper. Bill?
For next week, I've written you a fantastic story which I hope may give you to think as well as entertainment. Its title is We Were Here First.
So, until next week at this time, quietly yours, Ernest Chappell. This program came from New York. Stay tuned now for a fascinating story of strange events and their common sense explanation on the House of Mystery, which follows in just a moment. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. The Mutual Broadcasting System presents the third of a series of unusual dramatic programs written and directed by Willis Cooper and featuring Ernest Chappell. This story is called We Were Here First. I'll tell you the story. You keep asking for stories, I'll tell you one that'll really give you something to think about. You'll keep thinking about the story till you die. And I have an idea you'll pass it on to the ones who come after you, just as I'm passing it on to you. So you listen carefully. This one doesn't start with once upon a time. It's about the world today, so that once upon a time business does come into it. Listen. Do you know there are giants in this world? Oh, yes, there are. Did you think we were the only ones here? You're wrong. There are giants. Millions of them. Billions. Giants so big that it's almost impossible for one of us to imagine how big they are. Why, a hair from the head of one of them is as big as your leg. And they're everywhere, in the cold lands, in the hot lands, everywhere. And they hate everybody. They hate each other. And they hate us. Oh, how they hate us. How they'd like to get rid of us. But I'll tell you something. They're not going to. We were here first. And we're going to be here a long, long time after they're gone. For they're going to go. Don't fool yourself about that. They can't win. But it isn't going to be easy. Don't fool yourself about that either. They've killed an awful lot of us in all the millions of years they've been on this earth. And I may say we've killed quite a few of them. We've killed more of them than they have any idea. And that, my child, is quite a trick when you consider the difference in our sizes. How big are they? Well, that's hard to explain. We're all different sizes, you know. Some of us are small, some of us big. There are fat ones amongst us, thin ones. And they're the same way. But on the average, I should say they're, about 150 times as tall as we are. Oh, yes, 150 times our size. That mounts up. But there's an old saying, child, and this is something you want to remember. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. I don't want to give you the idea, though, that it's going to be easy to win. I've nearly lived my life out, and there's just as many of them as ever. You'll live your life out, and your children and your children's children will live and die in generations that you can count up in trillions, and they'll still be here. And we'll, all of us, pay an awful price in that time. But we breed fast, and our families are larger. Then one day there'll be no more giants in the earth, and we'll have it all to ourselves. Brethren dwelling together in unity. That's one of their sayings, too, but they disregard it pretty much. They don't dwell together in unity any more than we do. And that's the bad part of it, you understand? If we just had sense enough to get together, if we just stop fighting amongst ourselves. Now, of course, it's all right for them to fight amongst themselves. That simplifies our problem. Someday, if we're lucky, maybe they'll all kill each other. They try hard enough. Oh, I tell you, they've got weapons, child. They've got an atomic bomb. It works. And some of them are scared to death that it may one day wipe them all out. But we'll see. If it does, good riddance. And our day comes a little sooner. If it doesn't, well, we've got time. They've got to talking lately about biological warfare. Germs, you know? You know where they got that? From us. No, they don't realize how far ahead of them we are in biological warfare. I could tell you some things, but there are secrets that even I can't tell. They'll find out, though. Remember, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. It's a mighty comforting thought. Something else to think about, too. As I said, they hate us. But most of their time is taken up in hating each other. So they don't have the time to attend to us as they should if they want to continue to exist. They're absolutely ruthless, though, when they do think about exterminating us. I know. I nearly got it once. Want to hear about it? Well, can you take it? Well, this is just one of the concentration camps they run in between the times they're planning how to exterminate each other. They call this place New Jersey. But it's not New Jersey to us. Some of us call it Thanatopolis. That's Greek. It means city of death. Greek? Oh, the Greeks lived on this earth a long, long time ago. There's some of them left today, but they're not the same as they were then. They got careless. All that's left of their glory is words like Thanatopolis. Words that have the sound of death in them, child. I was hungry. That's how I got caught. That's the way a lot of us get caught. Plenty of food, plenty of good, healthy food, plenty to drink. Nothing to do but get fat and get killed. I didn't know about giants in those days. I know now. The gate was wide open, and I tell you, it was the pleasantest place I've ever seen. I looked it over. I smelled the food. Oh, I tell you, I've been around, and I never smelled anything so delicious in all my life. I just went crazy as hungry as I was. Well, the food was just as good as it smelled, and there was plenty of it. I lost my way going in. It's a kind of a labyrinth, you see, and I was interested in the food. I was hungry. There was a lot of us in there. I recognized hundreds of friends, fat, happy, well-fed. I stayed there quite a while. I got fat, too. But there were sounds I didn't like. Sounds like thunder, whistling, and sounds that came from nowhere at all. And the feeling of someone watching us, someone laughing at us. And one morning, early, I heard a voice.
This is about ready, I think. Just look at them. Thousands and thousands of them, and not one of them was sense enough to try to get out.
I looked up. It sounded like a human voice to me.
Get the gas ready. They've had a good time now long enough. You'll see how long it takes them to die.
It was a human voice. A giant voice. This particular concentration camp of theirs was run by one of their females. Probably, according to their standards, a very beautiful one. To me, as I looked up at her face far above me, she looked like all the figures of death I'd ever dreamed of. And, child, she was dead.
Where's the stopwatch?
Paralyzed, I watched her great fingers wind the stopwatch. So stiff with terror, I saw the nozzle of the gas generator slither into the door far across the floor. I began to crawl toward the door, toward the gaping mouth of that gas jet. I tried hard to warn a few of my friends, but they were heavy with good living, and it was useless. I found my way through the labyrinth somehow, hoping there'd be time. I had a goal now, if I could make it. And then I saw her raise her hands at the watch. I heard her...
Put on the gas.
perfectly fast. One short, infinitesimal breath of it, and I thought my heart would leap through my body. My eyes bulged, my legs refused to hold me up. I fell and staggered again. And as I stumbled out into the blessed freshness of the air, I heard the sound of her snap and her laugh.
Look at him. Look at him crawl and wiggle. This is the best gas we've used. Look at him. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and every one of them dead. This is wonderful.
I was dazed. My mind couldn't contemplate such love. 4 seconds, and countless thousands of us dead. And then, this is the horror. You know what she did? She gathered up their still warm bodies and tossed them onto a great scale and weighed them. Why? So she could know how many of us she had killed in 4 seconds. Do you wonder we hate them? Do you wonder we live for nothing but the day when the giants, male and female and all their young, shall all be gone from this earth? So you see, it must be us or them. And I swear to you, child, we'll stay. We were here first. We're patient. Most of the time, we forget we're here. And that's good, of course, because they're intelligent. They can fly, too. They have marvelous instruments that help them perform amazing things. They've got radar, for instance, but fortunately for us, their radar won't pick us up as ours can. They've got methods of communication, but theirs aren't as good as ours. And the amazing thing is that most of the remarkable inventions they've thought up and perfected are used for fighting one another. Let them keep on inventing like this. Because, you see, there's one little point they never seem to think about. They fight amongst themselves. But we fight against both sides. And you know who wins their wars? We do, child. We always have. We always will. We spy on them daily. No matter where they go, there's always one of us near them. There's not one single word spoken in the giant world that we don't hear. No matter what they plan, we know about it. And they're never free from us. They plan for their pleasures, and we prepare to spoil their pleasures. They plan for wars, and we mobilize our expeditions. They pray, and we hear them. And we answer their prayers sometimes with death. What do you mean? How? You think it's hard for a being our size to kill a being the size of a giant? It isn't. You see, in the first place, we're willing to sacrifice 1 million of us to kill one of them. No, it's true. Not all of us know about the giants. Not all of us know that we're being sacrificed in this endless war. Some of us think we're dying a natural death, I suppose. But we leaders know. You still don't understand?
Well, let me give you an example. I said the giants are on the average, perhaps 150 times as tall as we. Well, that's just height. If you know anything about mathematics, you realize that means they're uncounted millions of times bigger than we are. In actual mass, it would probably take a billion of our bodies to make one the size of theirs. Take an ant, for instance. How much bigger is a man than an ant? You see? So, on a plantation in South America...
Flowing toward us in
straight line, in a column 50 feet across, miles long. The beasts are fleeing from them. Monkeys, deers, tapirs, jaguars. Ants. Tiny creatures only half an inch long. Soldier ants, hungry, leaving only the stripped skeleton of trees to mark the path they followed. Skeletons picked clean of the animals that fell in their way, stripped clean in a matter of minutes. Ants, tiny creatures, only half an inch long.
They're coming. We've got to fight them.
Fight them with flowing streams of water.
And they come on.
Fight them with jets of oil.
Open the tanks. Drown them.
And some die, but they come on.
Fight them with fire. Hey, fire here. Set the oil on fire.
And some die, but they come on.
Run. Don't let them get you.
They poison in their jaws.
Run.
Then the brown river flows remorselessly on. Tiny creatures, half an inch long. Then behind them, as the end of the brown river disappears, a clean white skeleton and desolation. So you see, it isn't size. It's hatred and the will to conquer. And it's numbers. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, child. So, you haven't seen the giants? You just think you haven't, child. You're young yet, and you mistake them. Sometimes you think it's a cloud that obscures the sun. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. Don't waste time when a great shadow falls on you, child. It might be one of the giants. And they strike without warning. It's a horrible death. You see, one of the things that makes living in the same world with the giants so terrible is the way they hate us. They hate us in an impersonal kind of a way. They kill us by habit, most of them. They say, there's one, kill him. And that's all there is to it. You never think about it afterwards. That, we think, is why we hate them most. We're of no consequence to them. That is, they think we're of no consequence. If they knew what we've done to them through all the countless ages they've been on this earth. Well, perhaps it's a good thing they don't. Their scientists know, though. They've got some pretty good scientists when they're not thinking up ways to kill each other. And they know us. Some of them study us. And, child, they're clever. They're the ones who thought of setting us against each other. They're war makers amongst themselves. Why shouldn't they apply their theories to us? And their theories work. We fight amongst ourselves. We do too much of it. And most of us don't know why we do. It costs a lot of lives, and the worst part of it is, it costs time. I don't say that they put us up to all the fighting. Some of us think of it ourselves. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe there'd be too many of us for our own good if we didn't kill each other. But if we could only get together, if we could only, all of us, see that one shining goal before us. Think of a world that would belong to us, all by ourselves, with no giants to worry about. Not that all of us worry about the giants. That's just the trouble. We have to spend so much time convincing others that they really exist. That they're a menace to us every second we live, and that we've got to destroy them. One day, if we don't learn to get together, they'll destroy us, maybe. They've destroyed a lot of us so far. And I hate to think of this world belonging to them exclusively. What? Oh, yes, of course. They wouldn't live without us. They need us. Some of them know that, even if we are, as a race, a constant nuisance to them. But what's the good of that? If they destroy us, they'll die, too. And then there won't be anybody left in the world. But believe me, child, we don't need them. We got along a good long time before they appeared. And we'll do it again. Nonsense? Superstition? You children. I know, though. I said the same thing when I was your age, but I found out history.
Yes, there are giants. You'll find out. Certainly we can kill them. Didn't I tell you about the ants? Well, that's right. There were millions of them. But one of us can kill a giant. Just one of us. I'll tell you a story about that, and then you decide for yourself. This was in the last war out in China, a long, long way from here. So I know it's true. I got it from a friend of mine who was there. An airplane fell down in a valley between the mountains. The pilot had a broken leg. And for a week, he lay there in the valley all alone. And there was nothing wrong with him except for his broken leg. He had something to eat, and there was water. And he needn't have died, except that a bug of some kind bit him, and he got some strange fever. In the second week, he began to be delirious. And then one morning, he heard someone coming. I hear someone calling. Hello! I can't see anybody. Everything looks funny. Who are you? I'm coming. Who are you? Where's my gun? I have to have my gun. I don't know who's calling me. Where are you? I'll be quiet. I don't know who he is. I'll wait. I see him. No. Yes, I do. You're not going to get me. Where are you? I see him. He's too big. It's a giant. Look at him. He's coming closer. A giant. Now that's a fool. You're not going to get me, giant. Get away from me, giant. You're delirious. Don't you touch me. Don't you come close. Oh, let me help you. No. You're a giant. Think I don't know? You'll come to get me. No, get away from me. I'll kill you. Easy, fella. Take it easy. No, get away, I say. I've got a gun. Put the gun away. Don't touch me. Stop. All right. I told you I'd kill you. I killed a giant. He killed one of them. It was very easy. It was very curious. A little later, when the evening came and his fever cooled a little, that the dead giant looked so much like his friend that had jumped out of the airplane a moment before he did. It was very curious. Well, all right, it was his friend. He thought his friend was a giant. And he killed him. Or did he kill him? He fired the pistol at his friend that was the direct cause of his friend's death. But who was it that brought him a fever that made him think his friend was a giant? Remember? I said a little bug bit him. So the little bug was indirectly the cause of the other man's death. And to the little bug, the man was a giant. They were both giants, and he killed them both. Because the man who had killed his friend had a moment of lucid thought, and his fading strength was enough to bring a pistol up to his mouth. Well, I know it's true. Well, maybe that is rationalizing, but you think it over. From my way of thinking, 2 giants got killed. It's getting dark in here. You're a little slow in my thinking now that I'm... Look out! Quick, look out! All right. So you killed him. He was a child, and he didn't have a chance against the giant he didn't even believe in. He did. No, I'm not going to be emotional about it. There are too many more of us to worry about the death of one. You can smash us, you can poison us, you can gas us to death, but we'll always be with you. Up to the end, and afterwards, you can't win. Without it, you die. With it, you die. But listen for a second. We're everywhere. We're in the earth. We live in your houses. We eat your food. And we watch you day and night.
got senses every day. We've got weapons that you have no defense for. You walk on your two legs. We've got picks. You fly in your airplane. We've got wings. You make your weapons. We are our own weapons. And if we insects ever get together, Giant, well, maybe we won't have to. Maybe you'll blast yourselves off the earth and save us the trouble. Your atomic bombs don't mean you. The flies lived at Hiroshima, you know. The beetles are still alive on Bikini. And far under the surface of this earth, you think more and more millions of us are sleeping, waiting to die. Giant, we'll always be there. Wherever you go, while you're awake, while you're asleep, chasing you, plotting against you, knowing that one day everything you build, everything you've accomplished on this earth will be ours. We were here first. And we'll be here last. There's a sign, isn't there? And there's a cloud of gnats somewhere outdoors waiting for you and all the rest of the giants we hate. Are you the one that was bragging about the, what do you call it, DDT? Fine. DDT does kill. It kills the good insects and the bad insects. Better try again, Giant. You can't live without us. And you can't live with us. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. We were here first. Think of that some night when a fat moth blunders in your bedroom window. Maybe he won't be blundering, Giant. Maybe he'll be afraid. And remember, we're giant killers. Not so good, Giant. See you tonight. You have listened to Quiet Please, which is written and directed by Willis Cooper. The one who spoke to you was Ernest Chappell, and the others were Nancy Douglas, Walter Black, and Kermit Murdoch. The music was composed and played by Gene Perazzo. And now for a word about next week's Quiet Please story. Here is our writer-director, Willis Cooper.
Next week's story is called The Ticket Taker. I think you'll find it intriguing and entertaining.
And so, until next week at this time, I am quietly yours, Ernest Chappell. This program came to you from New York. Stay tuned now for a fascinating story of strange events and their common sense explanation on The House of Mystery, which follows in just a moment.
The following program was specially transcribed earlier for your enjoyment at this time. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. This is the fourth of a series of unusual dramatic stories written and directed by Willis Cooper and featuring Ernest Chappell. Today's story is called The Ticket Taker. Nobody seems to know me at all. Only thing I know for sure is one of these days I'll run into him, and then it'll all be over. I keep listening for him. Every place I go, I keep listening for that feeling. The shuffling footsteps and that crying voice. And I know I won't be ready for him when I do hear him. You know, you're never ready for the guy with the bad news. And he is bad news. I thought I heard something knocking at the door. Did you hear it? Listen. Wait a minute, I have to be sure. There's nobody there. Guess I'm hearing things. Don't mind me, I'm always listening. You ever do that? Well, you know that. You get to hearing a lot of things. Mostly things you don't want to hear. Doc used to talk about hearing things at night. Doc was a Scotchman. He used to say Scotchmen could hear things at night that other people couldn't. That guy could tell you stories that make your hair curl. I wish I hadn't listened to so many of them. There was a thing he used to say. I can't do that Scotch dialect. But it was about witches and warlocks. Things that gangs bump in the nick. Things that gangs bump in the nick. I got my share of them, brother. I listened for them. Doc and Ruby and me. Sitting in that room in that house on Taylor Street in Chicago. Sitting there all day long with the window shades down and $22,418 there on the table. Sitting there all night long with one of us always awake with a rifle, leaning against the window. I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, Ruby counting the money again. And the little red glow that came in the window from the neon light in the saloon across the street. I'd wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. There'd be Doc's footsteps across the floor. He'd sing some old Scotch song. Shut up, will you?
Oh, did I wake you up early? I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. Did you get me sleep there?
Just for a while.
No, I didn't.
See anybody?
There's a lady stopped each side of it.
Yeah, she did.
Like he was looking for a woman. Now listen to him talking.
It'll be another hot day. What time is it, Jock?
5.
Wake up, Ruby.
Water, will you? Yeah, here we go. I got coffee in the neck.
Yeah, don't drink at all. Friday. Friday.
9.
Go downstairs, Ruby, and see if the old lady's got the coffee ready.
I am. Tell her to get the paper.
Yeah, have her get the papers, too.
You won't be out.
Tell her to get them. Oh, I want to get out of here.
No, don't be off. Maybe not to leave it today.
I'm just carried away. When I leave, I want to leave for good. Go ahead, Ruby.
All right. How much longer do you think I live?
Not much, I hope.
Well, they got Booby in here.
You can't hold them. You know they haven't got anything on them.
If I was Booby, I'd get the steering to you.
Keep your eye out that window.
Nobody. I think we're getting away with it, aren't we?
Yes, you. Oh, boy, I'm hot.
Hot and more ways than one, laddie. Hot and more ways than one.
It's a bad joke. That's a strictly no good joke. But it's true. We are hot. Hotter than $2.50. Frank Gaffney died yesterday at Transplant Hospital with a row of bullet holes across his belly you could see through. And if Frank's boys ever find out who did it, somebody's going to die the hard way. I was glad to come back to the yard. How close is Frank? Ready to laugh. Everybody knows Beatty Brandish was Frank's worst enemy. Beatty shot off his mouth a lot of times about taking undertaker bait out of Frank. Beatty oughtn't to drink so much. So what happened? Frank gets a row of 45 caliber kisses across his front porch, and boom, everybody's hollering for Beatty. Even the cops go for it. And before you can say yucky much, Beatty's in the camp. Frankie's boys are loose and polishing cannons for Beatty when he gets out. Oh, yes, he'll get out. Nobody can prove anything except he was Frank's worst enemy. And that's bad, especially when nobody saw Frank get embroidered. And all the time we're sitting in this room on Taylor Street with the shades down, and nobody knows we're in town. And we've got $22,418 on the table. All we gotta do is wait. Wait till the cops talk Beatty out. Wait till the Lugans from back of the yard catch up with Beatty and give him that old Chicago farewell. We didn't even know Frank Gaffney. Old lady that sells flowers with the big fat finger on her head. Anyhow, flowers and lot killers get mixed up together in Chicago, ain't it? Remember Beatty O'Banion? Had that flower shop across from Holy Lane? Ain't no need out among the two trees a long time ago. And here's Frank Gaffney got flowers from Beatty's old shop. Anyway, you see, it's a sweet deal if we can pull out so Beatty gets paid off for something he didn't do. The Rubens will be satisfied and they'll put the artillery away and figure it to be. And Ruby and Doc and me will take the very $7,000 for that $22,418, and everybody will be good. The guys that paid us for the job, the cops, Frank and Bob, and us, we'll be happy. He could turn us into a banana. The doorbell should open.
I got to see it. You come awful close to getting that slug right through your strapple. Hanging in that door, you do.
Shut the door, you jerk. Look at the circle. Let's see. Goodbye, Beatty.
Yes, let me see.
Lots of my hair bar after the cops came in. Running and showing and everything. There's a long way from one meeting to take it.
Gaffney lads everywhere, Ruby.
They're all back here in the noodle.
What?
That Brad's done. That's finishing up a good next week. We'll put more wind to get out of here, Ruby.
Any minute. You wait another couple of days. Just to be on the safe side.
I got to take the 9 days on you, Ruby. One way or the other to help you.
Just right, Ruby. We don't want to take any chances we don't have to. Shut up and let us read the papers. We'll be out soon enough.
Maybe we could put the little cookie up now.
No. You're clean, Jack. We're between them with well over here, Ruby. What's happening in there?
Yes, we'll count the money again, Ruby. Count the money again. You'll be using that money pretty soon now. Pretty soon it won't be just pieces of colored paper. It'll be money again. Money will turn into grapes and into time. Count the money, Ruby. While we read how they found Beatty Brandish under a tree in front of the jeweler's house out on the north side, in Beatty's blood was what turned into money again. nasty mouth talk awful loud. And while the religions are still as good as cake, now that Booby's on his back in the cold room, we still have to remember before he picks up his money. One fraction of what they're 77. It could be our turn, too. So, like Doc said, we'll be seeing the Beatles and the BBC. We got a vote, but we got to take it easy. We'll find yet to keep Chicago down our So we cut the cards to see who goes first. Who would have cut? Second on.
Oh, gosh, Chris.
And Ruby is going to go first. Doc and I look at each other, and Ruby doesn't see us. Ruby can go first. Ruby can be the easier teamer. Ruby can be the best. I don't mind waiting another day or two. If Ruby makes the grade, all right. If he doesn't, now you see what I mean. So now it's night. Ruby counted the money for the last time, and we split it 3 ways, and he matched the extra $2 so it didn't come out even. Then Ruby won, and he felt fine. It was 9 o'clock when I went to the doctor. And it was 10 o'clock when there were still people walking around here in the street. And it was 11. And midnight on the top of the walk past. And it was 2 o'clock in the morning when we opened the door and started downstairs. It's still all dirty. Wasn't very smart of us to do it when you figure how we hid out there in that old house so long just to be sure we'd get away alive. But talking makes people talky sometimes. We figured we needed some air. It wouldn't be right to let a pal walk out alone. Besides, it was only over to the Garfield Park L station at Halstead Street for Doc and me. Ruby was going to take the L there and ride out to Cicero Avenue and then grab a streetcar south to the airport.
I'll get off a couple of blocks first down to the airport so I can kind of pictures and pieces of anybody here or not.
Well, there won't be anybody, Ruby. You're all set now, Ruby?
Yes, sir. I'll be on Air Flight 24, 410. By the time you guys go up, I'll be in New York.
You meet us at Ted's place next Thursday afternoon.
All right, New York. I see you don't go get New York. I never been in the airplane before. Look at these breakers.
Don't forget the names of your meetings.
Mr. Masterson. Mr. Bruce. The Masterson of Des Moines, Iowa. Person who's going to ask me about this names. I never been there.
Then he talks so much, Mr. Masterson.
I'm happy, huh?
Tell us about that in New York, Lenny.
Go.
What's on this name?
What's in the door? The only factors are in the food doorway. The 3 of us huddled in that thick left office and sweat something. The street lights out the block away from the second doctor alone. The only sound in the thick, sticky light was the lonesome whistle of a late day, crying from the cabin 3 miles away. Right out of the shadows he came. And now I can never forget the sound of his shuffling footsteps and the jingle of the stuff he carried. A harmless old man in a broken cap and a long overcoat that trailed the ground. Chicago weather in midsummer, and a heavy overcoat buttoned to his scrawny neck. Padding along in the heat and the darkness. 3 of us hiding from him in the doorway. That's how he felt like too. He waited for him to pass. He didn't pass his face. Straight to the shadowy doorway the old man came. I was sure he couldn't see us in the dark. Those vacant eyes he turned toward us were sharper than I thought. I felt, too, that I felt a breath of cold air as he stopped, wagging his ancient head from side to side. I thought there was warlocks and witches and the things that go bump in the night that Doc was always talking about. As the old man whined,
One of you gentlemen going on the elevator.
How did he know that?
I know one of you gentlemen going on the elevator.
Who was he? How did he know? Was he? What do you want, old man?
You're not the one going on the elevator, sir.
You, old man, get up, Porter. Go ahead and get your bed.
I can't, sir. I've got work to do.
This isn't the gentleman either. He was looking at me, ignoring the two bits that Jock come out. You're the gentleman?
Oh,
I'll have your ticket, if you please, sir.
ticket? What?
Your ticket, please.
I haven't got any ticket, old man. You don't buy tickets in the elevator.
You've got a ticket, sir. You'll have to have a ticket.
Listen, I tell you, I didn't go over. Here comes a train. Won't be another for an hour. Okay, so long, guys.
I'll have to have your ticket, sir.
Here, old man. You haven't got a ticket? What are you, nuts?
You've got a ticket, sir. Look in your pockets. I have to have your ticket.
Get out. Right.
In the right-hand pocket, sir.
Tell you.
That's it, sir. Thank you very much. Now I'll just punch it for you so it's all right. You can go now, sir.
Get it quick, baby. You'll take care of the old fool. Good luck, Jack. Look, I don't know where that ticket came from. Maybe you'll miss the train. Oh, okay. So long.
Well, he's gone. No, old man. Hey. Old man. Andy, where'd he go? There wasn't any old man. Doc and I stood there on the deserted street all by ourselves with the roar of the L train easing away westward in the early morning with Ruby on his way home. There wasn't anybody there but the two of us. And there was a bakery wagon 2 blocks down the street. There was a girl coming down the steps of the elevator station. And the L train banging its way westward blocks away. That's all. I noticed the way Doc glanced at me and passed under the streetlight on the way home. I was looking at him the same way. We didn't say a word to each other all the way back to Taylor Street. I guess there's a road station in some place. Maybe he really was trying to beat him. Maybe that old guy was one of the Gaston mob. Maybe they hadn't been satisfied knocking off Needy. How did that old guy know one of us was going someplace on the elevator? How did he know which was the right one? We stalled quite a while before we went up to the room. I'm not yellow. And neither was Doc. But neither one of us wanted to be the first one to go in the room. We finally went in. We crawled down the hallway on our hands and knees. I reached up in the dark and unlocked the door. And we stayed down on the floor so as not to make a good target. We didn't need to go through all that routine. There wasn't anybody in the room. We didn't sleep. Doc stepped with the window of the sawed-off shotgun. After a while, he said,
It's that was putting that finger on the baby. That was awful well done, Harry.
I didn't see anybody around.
Thank God he didn't see anybody around. And the old lady put the finger on him for us.
We got the news from the paper. We heard the kids down the street hollering extras. Doc and I looked at each other without saying anything. You know what we thought. We thought the headlines would be something like Ghastly Mob Blast Gunman. It was Ruby's picture on the front page. That wasn't the headline, though. The big story was about an airliner that crashed on the takeoff at Municipal Airport at 4:10. Everybody on board was killed. And the name at the head of the passenger list was J.P. Masterson of Des Moines, Iowa.
Is there somebody walking?
Where's the man? I guess it wasn't. Well, I got the neighbors know I'm all alone after everything that's happened. If anything's wrong with her. Well, sure I'm alone. No, Jock's it.
Didn't I tell you about Jock?
I was talking about Ruby and the phone call. Look, about Jock. Jock and I decided the old ticket taker wasn't on the air. He couldn't be. How could a crazy old man have anything to do with an airplane crash? It ain't possible, is it? Well, who was he? Well, what was that ticket that Ruby had? I was sure Ruby didn't have any ticket except a plane ticket. We each had plane tickets. That was part of the deal, you see. Well, all we had to do was call up and make our reservations whenever we wanted to get out of town. That's all the tickets we had. Doc and I got to talking about that a couple of days later.
Well, I didn't tell who the old man was, nor what he had to do with it all. But you wasn't enough for me, Ernie.
What are you going to do?
Look, Larry, the police said it didn't cost me anything, you see. And regardless of whether the old second man had anything to do with it, I'm not going to ride on no airplane for nobody.
Yes, but what are you...
I'm going to take a bus to New York.
Bus?
That's right, a bus. I'll pay myself a $3. It's only $1 minute. And nobody ever heard of a bus cracking up in a fire. And when I get to New York, I'll catch an airplane ticket, and I'll give a $3 more a week. You come and go with me.
No, I was going to take the train.
Listen, Ernie. I didn't tell whether Frank Justin's got around to us or not. But when they are, they'll be more likely to hang about the railway station than about the bus terminal. You see.
I think you got something there, Jock.
I have. And another thing, Ernie. There'll be no nonsense about tickets on our bus, too.
I wish I knew what that old guy...
Forget the old guy.
I wish I could forget him. I wish I could forget him right now. That's all I want of him. Who is he? What are those tickets? Let me tell you about Doc. We went down to the bus terminal. There was a bus for New York at 8:30. I remember what I did. I gave Doc all of my share of the money, stuff a couple of $100. We were going to be together on the bus, and he had the money belt. I wish I had some of that bill right now. I could use it, I guess. Well, we're standing around the bus station down on Wabash Avenue waiting for the fellow to call ours. We were standing there just waiting and listening. Then all of a sudden, it was one of those silences. And I heard something.
Goodbye, old man.
Doc, I'm going to find out about that.
Let him go.
Where'd he go?
Never mind where he went. Listen.
Rammed into the crowd.
Let him go. We're going to cut the old door this time.
Well, what are you going...
Listen. I think you know something about what's going on. I'm going to just put that ticket real fast. I want you to connect me, see?
Yes, but
look out and buy some cigarettes or something. And I'll go get the tickets for you while he's watching you. Go on, take it. Take it here in 5 minutes.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all, but Jock has got a good idea, so I'll try it. He goes with the ticket window. I use my way through the door out into the street. Up in this truck. Cross up. Take a ticket, won't you? I'm going to arrange that airplane. He won't give Jock any reason. I come out. I don't see him anywhere. Doc. Doc, where'd you go?
Just going to know that way.
Where did you come from?
I was working your friend.
Where is he?
He's gone.
What?
He's gone, friend.
Did he run out on me with all that money?
Oh, no.
Well, where is he?
You wouldn't want to see him now, friend. He had an accident.
He had what?
He fell in front of the bus over there. In the flames, he's dead.
What are you telling me?
Oh, quite all right, you know. I had him ticketed.
Did you?
That's all right, baby.
You killed him.
Oh, no.
You killed him, I tell you.
Put up your gun, friend.
I shot him right through the chest twice. I was 6 inches away from him, and I couldn't miss. I couldn't miss at that distance, could I? I figured that maybe one of the ghastly mob he'd get me anyway, so I was going to go out with a bang. Right through the chest, I shot him. And you know what? He wasn't there at all. There wasn't anybody there at all, except the copper from Harrison Street staring at me as if he thought I was a nut.
What are you shooting at, Bud?
That old man, I got him.
What old man?
The ticket taker. He killed my friend. He's one of the ghastly mob.
What old man are you talking about?
Where is he?
He's crazy or something, Bud? Shooting holes in a brick wall.
He was right here.
There ain't nobody there. Give me that gun.
He's gone away. Listen, cop.
I'll have the gun, Bud. All right, you people, move on. Come on, Bud. It's 30 days for shooting off guns in public places. Why, you might have hurt somebody.
And they laughed when they let me out. Am I crazy? I don't know. I think seriously. I know he was there when I shot him. Don't tell me I'm not listening. Listen again. It's him, you hear him? That's the ticket taker. He's not going to get me. You have to have a ticket to get knocked off. And I haven't got any ticket. You're not going to get me, old man. I haven't got any ticket. I'm not going to answer it. There isn't anybody there. You see? You see? There wasn't anybody there. There isn't any ticket taker. I've been dreaming things. All the time I've been dreaming. What is it? What is it? Quiet, Please. Written and directed by Willis Cooper. The man who spoke to you was Ernest Chappell. Miss Lloyd Buckler was the ticket. The others were Lon Clark, who played Ruby, Pepper Weller, who was Duck, and the policeman, Rock Lawson. Jane Richardson was played by Julia Carson. The preceding program was especially transcribed earlier for your enjoyment at this time. Quiet, Please will no longer be heard at this time. In its place, Mutual will again bring you The Salt of Monte Cristo. Be sure and listen next week over most of these same Mutual stations when The Salt of Monte Cristo returns to the air. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Quiet, please.
Today's story, written and directed by Willis Cooper and featuring Ernest Chappell, is called Cornelia. I'll tell you everything from the very start. I haven't told it to anybody before, as you know. If I knew nobody would believe it, then maybe you won't either. Not that it'll do any good if you do believe it, nor for that matter any harm if you don't. You've been a good friend, Alan, and the least I can do is tell you the whole thing. It wouldn't have done any good at all to tell you before. Now it's too late for anything. So, you've known me only, how long is it? Less than 6 months. You never knew Cornelia. That's good. You can go out to Lakeside Cemetery sometime and have a look at her tombstone. It says she died the 29th of August, 1937. It's a very nice tombstone. I paid $750 for it. And I never spent $750 so gladly in all my life. Cornelia and I were married a little more than 8 years. Cornelia was a year and 2 months older than I. Did you ever have a childhood sweetheart, Alan? In school, grammar school, and through high school? A girl maybe that you watched grow up from pigtails to harridan and on to a page boy bob, from pinafores through midi blouses to a white graduation dress. A girl that shared algebra, Plymouth Rock, and the 3 parts of Gaul with you. There's a kind of shadow of marriage in the relationship of kids who share all their school days together, Ellen. From the first pencil boxes to a rolled-up high school diploma and a handshake from the superintendent of schools. 6 hours a day together, 9 months a year for 12 years. Thinking the same thoughts, facing the same problems. It is a little like some ancient fundamental marriage. You know what I mean, Alan? And I feel sorry for people who haven't had that experience, if there are any. I'm glad I had it. You didn't know Barbara, of course. Barbara is just a name. Like Cornelia is just a name. I don't know when it was that Barbara and I first knew we were in love with each other. When we talked about it, it seemed we'd always been in love. And yet there was no beginning that we could remember. And there's no end either. We were juniors in high school the year that Cornelia moved to our town. Barbara and I were a kind of standing joke among our schoolmates. We were the heavy romance, the dependable. We were the old faithfuls of all the couples in school. Do you remember from your own school days, Alan? There's always one couple like that. Everyone expects them to graduate, get married, then live happily ever after. Sometimes they do. In our case, you know all about that. At least you know we didn't live happily ever after. Cornelia was a beautiful girl. No, I won't describe her to you, because anything I'd say would merely be the description of a beautiful woman. So you imagine her any way you want her. You never saw her. You'll never see her. She died 10 years ago. Cornelia could have had practically any boy in school she wanted. She knew that, of course. The whole school knew it. She took her time. Paul Roman, he was football captain. He had 2 hits with it. Johnny Martins, who thought he could sing. Johnny lasted part of one evening with it. Cornelia sang, too. Eddie Braden with his Jordan convertible. Cornelia could love him. Ray Allison, Bill Shirley, Shorty Lawrence with his patent leather hair. They all fell, and Cornelia laughed. Only I was thinking. I guess it was that afternoon in Chris Barrett's ice cream car. I always thought Cornelia didn't know Barbara and I were in the next booth. I always thought that till 4 years later one night. She told me she knew we were there. Maybe that was why she talked so loud.
Because I made up my mind. I'd know all along.
She must have felt the silence stick out all over the place as a dozen couples strained to hear Cornelia's choice. Even then, Alan, she possessed some strange power over people. Somebody dropped an ice cream spoon on the other side of the room. And that was the only sound that came.
Good. Good, my boy.
I smiled at Barbara. But Barbara wasn't smiling back. She was listening. And I had never seen that look on her face before.
Why, I'll take him away from her. Does she think she can keep him when I want him?
I reached for Barbara's hand. But Barbara's hand wasn't there. I looked into Barbara's eyes, but Barbara was staring somewhere into the future. And what I saw in her eyes was yes, it was Ellen. Kid, 17 years old. But she loved me. And she was afraid. And I was afraid. I was afraid of that voice.
Does she think she can keep him when I want him?
Barbara had a headache when I came to take her to see Hell's Angels at the Idle Hour that night, and I knew I should have stayed at home with her, but I wanted to see that picture. Remember it, Alan? It was a great picture in those days. Barbara never did see it. Cornelia did, though. It made a good subject for conversation between us a couple of days later after school. And before I knew it, I was walking home with Cornelia. Then Cornelia was singing. Remember that thing from Blossom Time?
You are my song of love, melody immortal, echo of paradise.
How many times I've heard that song. Sticky, sugary, snappy, sentimental. Stolen from that beautiful theme in the unfinished. But that first time, it was a love song of a beautiful girl. And a love song to me. Barbara and I had never talked as love. I found it very intriguing to be with a girl who talked constantly of love. It is intriguing. And flattering when you're 17. Oh, I saw Barbara. I saw her often. But I saw Cornelia, too. Cornelia saw her. Often and often. On the way home nights from Barbara's house, I'd hear her voice. And my steps would turn down the road. And sometimes I'd start for Barbara's house. And I'd stop, wanting to go away, but held by something that I didn't recognize. Though I know all about it now. And gradually, Cornelia drew me away from Barbara. I don't believe she loved me now. There were times when she'd laughed at me cruelly for my clumsiness, for my youthful embarrassment. But always she was weaving some sort of spell about me, putting new barriers between me and Barbara. Barbara didn't fight back, Ellen. Barbara loved me. I know how Barbara felt. If Barbara thought I loved someone else more than I did her, you've heard of that quote. Sometimes it works. Or perhaps Barbara was willing to wait to let me have a fling, to be waiting for me when it ended. Barbara loved me. And through it all, Alan, I loved her. No, I know what you're thinking. I was a fool. Haven't you ever been a fool? Haven't you ever got yourself involved in something you knew wasn't right and kept on with it, having your conscience with the thought that it won't last forever? And you can go back and start over again whenever you want to. I was a thinking. Oh, of course, I know it now. I didn't realize it then. My folks had money. Cornelia's people had nothing much. Cornelia knew what she was doing, and she knew how to do it. She was going to have me come hell or high water, Alan, and she wasn't going to let Barbara have me. She knew me better than I knew myself. Women like Cornelia always do. And she knew how to trap me. The day came when she sprang the trap. Barbara and I said had never spoken. Cornelia spoke of love. You've never had that happen to you, have you, Alan? That's the one. Especially if you believe it. Barbara had been away for 2 weeks visiting a cousin somewhere in Ireland. Cornelia waited till the day before Barbara came back.
Gordon, what are we going to do?
What to do? What do you mean?
Barbara's coming back tomorrow.
Yes, I know.
What are we going to do about it?
Well, I don't know, Cornelia.
She's not going to take you away from me.
Why, I'm not.
She's not going to have you, I tell you.
What's the matter with you?
Gordon, listen to me. You love me.
Cornelia.
I know it's wrong for me to say it, Gordon, but I won't let her come between us. I know why you've never asked me to marry you, Gordon. It's because you think you'll be hurting her pride. But, Gordon, don't you see how unimportant that is?
Why, I never thought...
We can't let her feelings stand between us and our happiness, Gordon. I love you, Gordon, and you love me. And, Gordon...
What?
You love me. Don't you, Gordon?
Why, Cornelia...
You want to marry me, don't you? We can't go on this way forever, never saying anything, never allowing ourselves to be happy.
Look, Cornelia,
Gordon, darling, let's stop fooling each other. Let's not let somebody else break up our happiness. Gordon, it's your please.
Cornelia.
Gordon, darling, I love you. I love you.
It was that simple, that easy. The honorable young man could do no less than promise to marry the girl. I bought her a ring. Barbara sent back my high school pass. Cornelia and I were married a year later. And that's the first chapter. Now, take a look at us after we were married. Take a look at Cornelia and me after 6 months of marriage. In our new home out on Prospect Heights with a new car in the garage and the new furniture in the house and the happily married couple at home.
I don't want to be kissed.
But, Cornelia...
Can't you stop calling me all the time? Who do you think I am? Your friend Barbara?
Cornelia?
Oh, so that bothers you, does it? What were you doing talking to her this afternoon?
Cornelia was strictly a matter of business.
Business, huh? That's a fine story.
Cornelia, I can tell you every word she said.
Father would have brought the bonds in himself, Gordon. But you know, he sprained his ankle last week and he's still in bed. He said you had to have them today, so I thought I'd drop them by.
My hand touched hers as she handed me the paper.
I'll have to be running along now. You'll give my best to Cornelia.
I don't believe a word you say. And if I ever catch you running around with her, I'll make life so miserable for you both.
I kept my bargain, Alan. I was still young enough to have illusions about honesty and honor and all those old-fashioned virtues. I crossed streets when I saw Bob. I never mentioned her name. I didn't have to. Cornelia did that.
What are you thinking about now? Your friend Barbara?
I'd say trying hard. You look nice tonight, Cornelia, darling.
At least I look better than that dish-faced Barbara you used to run around with.
And at last I had to say something to her. I said, Cornelia, listen. I married you because we said we loved each other. I've been faithful to you. I intend to be faithful to you as long as we're married. But I've got to say, if you keep throwing Barbara's name at me... Look, Cornelia, you know perfectly well that there's nothing between Barbara and me. But if you were trying to force me to see her, there's no better way than for you to keep reminding me of her. Why do you hate her so, Cornelia?
All right. You want to know, Gordon. You ask me, and I'll tell you. I've got good reason to hate her. I hate her her because she's the one person in the world that might take you away from me.
Cornelia, you mean that you do?
Let's not talk about love between you and me, Gordon. I'm not going to let anybody take you away from me for a very simple reason. Even you ought to be smart enough to know what that reason is.
I'm afraid I'm not, Cornelia.
Why, Gordon, you're security for me. Just as long as you have your money, I'm the girl that will stay with you. That's all you mean to me. Is that clear enough?
You don't mean that, Cornelia.
Why do you think I took you away from her?
You said...
What I said then and what I say now are two different things. You might as well make the best of it, Gordon. As long as you have money, you're stuck with me. Oh, I'll not create any scandal. I wouldn't give you grounds for divorce for anything. I'm with you, Gordon, for good. Till death do us part, the man said. I'll be with you forever.
And the way she said, forever, was like a clanging bell in my heart.
And so you want to know why I hate Barbara? I'll tell you, Gordon. It's because I know you still love Barbara, and she loves you, and she's the one
I love Barbara. I love Barbara, and Barbara loves me. It was a bolt of lightning to me, Alan. Of course I love Barbara. Who is this woman who took her away from me?
I'm your lawful wedded wife, Gordon. Don't forget that.
How could I forget? And how could I forget the love I had? For I knew in a flash that Barbara still did love me, and that I would always love her. And I was married to a woman who would be with me as long as I had my money. Now, let's speak of Ireland. Remember October 1929? I came home that Friday night. Cornelia was waiting for me at the door.
What about it, Gordon? Is the market any better? Are we going to be all right? Gordon, answer me. Answer me.
We're not going to be all right, Cornelia.
What? Gordon.
There's not a cent left.
I don't believe you.
It's time to leave, Cornelia. The money's all gone. She's had a very bad stroke, Gordon. Will she? She'll be a helpless invalid all the rest of her life. Shall I tell you now the years between us? Shall I tell you of a nagging, unforgiving woman whose every waking hour is devoted to hating?
I'll never forgive you for what you've done to me, Gordon.
Striking at me with every means at her disposal?
I don't care what you're doing. You come home this instant. I don't care if you lose your job or not.
Maligning me to the few friends we have left.
Running around with that Barbara. And he thinks I don't know it.
Striking through at her like a vicious, wounded beast.
I tell you, you better leave my husband alone. You're not going to take him away from me. Never, never. Never, 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 never.
A bitter, disappointed invalid with long hours alone to think of new ways to hate me for what had happened to her. Long hours alone to plot her revenges against me. And I tried. I nursed her day and night. I cadged extra work for my friends, work I could do at home at night for another few dollars for her. I made every sacrifice I could think of, and nothing was enough to satisfy.
Get up and get me some fresh water. I'm thirsty. Wake up. Go and get me some cigarettes. If I can't sleep, you're not going to sleep. I saw the way you looked at me. But you're not going to get rid of me. I'll live on and on and on, and I'll hate you and hate you and hate you. And Barbara, she thinks she's waiting for you. She thinks I'll die and she'll have you. I'll never let her have you, Gordon. You hear me? I'll never let her have you.
5 years ago. 5 long years. What could I do? I could wait, Ellen. I could wait and hope. I could listen to Cornelia.
I hate you.
And I couldn't wait.
You want me to die.
I can wait for you to die, Cornelia.
I'll never die, Gordon. I'll always be with you.
No, you won't, Cornelia. Everybody has to die. Everybody has to die. Don't they, Alan? Cornelia and Barbara and you and me. Do you think people stay dead, Alan? I'll never forget the night Cornelia died. It was like a scene from a play, one of those plays I used to do years ago, the death scene in the old castle. There was something about the house that night that reminded me of this old play. Even before I knew that was Cornelia's next line. There was almost always a storm outside the windows in the old plays. And that night, one of those sudden, wild summer storms gathered and struck. There was always a grandfather's clock. And hours on the staircase rang 7 as I ran upstairs to close the windows against the wind and the driving rain. There was always the sound of a shrill telephone bell off stage in the old plays. And hours began to ring right on cue. And the last touch of the tragedy was on cue. The lights went out. We had everything. Even the mad woman raving away in the darkness as I groped my way to her room. Her voice lashing at me like the storm that beat at the windows of the darkened house. And in my heart I said, die then, Cornelia, this is the time. And again that hideous song as I stumbled through the room. And again I said, die, Cornelia, die and never come back. And the song stopped me. And I was alone.
I'm dying, Gordon. I'm dying. I'll never let you go.
And the thunder crashed again. And the lights came on. And Cornelia. And then the last touch of the melodrama. Yes?
Gordon, are you all right?
Barbara had never called me before.
I didn't mean to call you Gordon, but I had to. Forgive me, but something made me call. Gordon. Gordon, are you there? Gordon!
Cornelia is dead. We were unashamed about it, Alan. Barbara and I were married 2 months later. We had so many years, so many days, so many hours to make up for. Yes, of course, we all lived on those years out of our memories. Cornelia was more than dead. She had vanished, and there wasn't a trace of her in our music.
I love you so, Gordon. I love you so much. I'm afraid. I shouldn't say that. It's silly, isn't it? But it's so perfect that... Gordon, nothing can have you here.
No, of course not, sweetheart. We're going to live happily ever after.
Happily ever after. I wonder.
There was a sudden chill in my heart as she said that. There was a different look for a woman in her eyes as she said that. I remembered it a long time after. I remembered it the morning I came downstairs to breakfast and Barbara was singing.
You are my song of love, melody,
Barbara!
Why, what's the matter, Gordon?
What were you singing?
I didn't notice, dear. So what's the matter with you?
Barbara, never sing that song again. You hear me?
I don't know what you mean, darling. Don't you like the song?
That wasn't Barbara's voice. Barbara spoke, and it wasn't her voice.
Why, Gordon, you look as if you're afraid of me, darling.
And it was Cornelia's eyes that looked at me out of body. And I didn't believe, but I knew. It couldn't happen, but it did. And there was a time, Teresa. What could I tell Margaret? Could I tell her that the soul of another woman was taking possession of her? How could I tell her? Was it Barbara, or was it... I'd begun to think that it was hallucination that I imagined. And I tried to laugh at myself. And I watched her. And perhaps my eyes on her were staring at me. And at last opened her eyes. Smiled.
Darling, are you still awake? Why don't you go to sleep? And I love you.
And she closed her eyes. And she spoke again.
I'll never let you go.
Barbara!
I'll live on and on and on.
And I called her name again. Barbara! And she opened her eyes and spoke again.
I'll never let her have you, Gordon.
And the voice was Cornelia's. And the eyes were Cornelia's. And she laughed at me. My hands went to her throat. To Cornelia's throat. And when the blackness lifted, Barbara lay there. You did everything you could on me. You were good in a journey to the center and everything I had. But there was nothing you could do I couldn't help you. Cornelia had a revenge, didn't she? I did it. It was good of you to understand I followed this business. Almost happy about this. Maybe I'll be using Bob. Or maybe it would be Cornelia. You're listening to Quiet Please. Written and directed by Willis Cooper. The man who spoke to you was Ernest Chappell. And Ann Seymour played Cornelia. Barbara was Peggy Stanley, and Walter Black was the best. The music was composed and played by Gene Krasner. Now, for a word about next week's Quiet Please, here is our writer director, Willis Cooper.
Next week's story is about a man who tried to work magic. It's called I Remember Tomorrow.
And so, until next week, I am quietly waiting. Ernest Chappell.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Today's story, written and directed by Willis Cooper and featuring Ernest Chappell, is called I Remember Tomorrow.
Could you tell me the time, please? Oh, thank you. I didn't see the clock. Thank you very much. I just wanted to see how much more time I have before a certain thing happens.
I wanted to see if I have time enough to tell you what's going to happen, because certain things should be done after it happens, you see. And I'm rather afraid that it'll be up to you to do them. I won't be here. Let me see, Howard, I'd better start there. Perhaps it would be best if I gave you their descriptions. The three men, I mean. You'll forgive me if I sound a little confused occasionally. I've so many things to remember, and so little time to remember them all. Oh, yes, the descriptions. There are three of them. Lauterbach, he's about medium size, probably 40 years old, has red hair and a heavy red mustache. Lauterbach seems to be the boss, or perhaps I should say leader. And the second one is Greg. Greg is a large man, stocky, I should imagine you'd call him. He's around 50, smooth-shaven, has sandy hair just turning gray. And Frank, I'm afraid I don't know his last name. Frank is all I've heard him called by the others, and I'm certain that's his first name. Frank wears glasses with heavy bows. He has black, thin hair, and is young compared to the others, 24 or 5, I should say. They're all very dangerous men, I'm afraid. Of course, I didn't realize at first that they were dangerous men, but the events of the past few days have demonstrated to me that they are. And as I shall show you in a few moments, I now have incontrovertible proof that they're extremely dangerous. It is quite fortunate for you that they do not know I am talking to you. However, if you will do exactly as I ask you, I feel reasonably sure that there will be no serious result for you. For myself, I already know the outcome, and it is quite impossible to change that. But your task is to bring to justice the men who murdered me. Or should I say, the men who are about to murder me. Let me start from the beginning, as there's enough time. My name is Garrett Faber. I am by profession what careless newspaper writers call a scientist. By avocation, I am a gambler. A singularly inept and unfortunate gambler, an enthusiastic one. In addition, I am afraid I drink. Perhaps my ill-fortunate cards may be in a way traceable to my propensity for martinis, or conversely, it may be that I drink excessively to forget the sums of money I lose at cards. I should do the martini now. Unfortunately, I shall have to wait until our colloquy is over. I left a large pitcher of martinis on this table yesterday when I left, and I see by the empty pitcher that I drank its contents. As a matter of fact, I believe Frank did say I was finishing the pitcher when he killed me. Therefore, I have at least this consolation that the martinis will be waiting for me when I get back to yesterday, even if I am to be murdered as I finish them. It's an interesting thought. I know it sounds like what Lauterbach calls double talk, doesn't it? But you'll understand it all presently if you listen carefully. I find many interesting subjects for thought in this room. One of them is the partially dried stains on the carpet. Stains, blood stains, where I fell. And may I look at the carpet again? Oh, so that's the story. 1 month ago today, 1 month ago yesterday, I was sitting in a certain saloon. I was quite thirsty. It was a warm day, and I unfortunately had no money for the purchase of any kind of liquid refreshment. My wife deplores my habit of waiting around in the saloon for an acquaintance to come in and buy me a drink, of course, but she deplores so many of my habits that are you married? Help you understand. Well, it seems my acquaintances had other things to do that afternoon, and I had appeared presumed to sit and perspire and envy the more fortunate patrons of the saloon who had the wherewithal that I lacked. I had about given up in despair when a voice at my shoulder
Aren't you Dr. Garrett Faber?
With some surprise, I answered it. I am afraid you have somewhat the advantage of me, sir.
My name is Johnny Lauterbach, Dr. Faber. This is Mr. Gregg.
How do you do, sir?
And Frank, meet Dr. Faber.
Pleased to meet you.
Dr. Faber, will you have a drink with us?
Needless to say, I accepted with pleasure. There was a time when I did not so readily drink with strangers, but, well, perhaps it was a kind of conditioning of my mind that led me to assume that these men were casual acquaintances whom I did not instantly remember. At any rate, the afternoon wore on, and we did become veterans.
How about another double martini, Dr. Faber?
Drink up, Doctor. More martinis on the way.
Let me buy one for the doc. Hey, Patty, another double martini.
And I am afraid that was the last I remembered of that afternoon. The next morning, however, I recall distinctly, I had a transcendental hangover. And I was not at home. My 3 drinking companions were still with me.
John E. Lauterbach.
Mr. Gregg and
Frank.
Mr. Lauterbach was good enough to produce a bottle of something, from which he poured me a large tumblerful. I drank it gratefully, and the dark clouds in the room dispersed away. A second tumblerful, and Dr. Faber was almost himself again, as that condition might be. I reached for a third glass of whatever.
That's enough for now, Dr. Faber.
one more and you'd be on your ear again.
You feel all right now.
Yes, but I am a trifle foggy. Could one of you tell me where we are?
Where we are isn't very important right now, Dr. Faber.
It's where we're going to be, Doctor.
Yes.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand.
I'll tell you, Dr. Faber.
Yes, you talk, Mr. Lauterbach.
Sure, we'll listen.
Well, now. Doctor, you used to be one of the most brilliant physicists in the business.
I once had a reputation. Yes.
But bottles and that racket doesn't seem to mix.
I can testify, my friend, to the truth of that statement.
You haven't had a job in quite some time, have you?
Not in quite some time. You gentlemen thinking of offering me a job?
We might.
A temporary job
with a lot of dough attached.
Would this be an honest job?
It would require laying off hard liquor for a while.
and staying out of sight.
And the payoff that'll kill you, Doc.
May I know more about this job?
Doctor, listen. We're not screwy.
Yes?
We know something about your work in the past.
Well, I understand then why you use the word screwy. You may remember that the character of my work is the cause of my dismissal from the university.
It's probably what put you on the bottle.
What?
We don't care about that, Doc.
Thank you, Frank. You are, Mr. Lauterbach.
Well, again, you were investigating time and space relationships, if that's the scientific name for it.
That's essentially correct. The university took a rather dim view of some of the reports of my work that appeared in the public print.
I remember that. They kidded the pants off you.
They did that indeed.
But we think you're on the up and up, Dr. Faber.
Well, now, I'm most assuredly very grateful.
That's why we want you to do this job for us.
You ought to do it standing on your head, Doc.
I'm afraid you haven't told me yet just what the job consists of. Perhaps I can't do it. Perhaps I should telephone my wife.
We phoned her.
Oh, you did?
We told her you'd be busy on a new project for a few weeks and couldn't get home.
You also mailed her $200.
Your retaining fee, see?
You'll be very happy to receive the money.
I'm afraid I haven't been able to supply her any for some time.
We figured you'd take the job, Doctor.
$200 is not much of an investment. Not when you figure it against what this job will make for us.
Gentlemen, I'm still in the dark.
Well,
Mr. Lauterbach will explain it to you. Yeah. Go on, Mr. Lauterbach.
Dr. Faber, according to your experiments and stuff, time is, what did you said, relative.
That's correct, sir.
You said it's something like air or water, didn't you?
Well, that needs a little amplification.
You said you could move around in time, like you move around in air and water and stuff.
In theory, gentlemen, I believe that possible.
That's fine. Could you prove that theory, Dr. Faber?
I was dismissed from the university before I had an opportunity to do so, Mr. Drake.
You could prove it, though, huh?
I have reason to believe that I could. Yes. And, might I ask the purpose of this discussion, gentlemen?
Why, sure, Doctor.
Certainly, Dr. Faber. Sure. We want you to make a time machine for us, Doc.
Frankly, I was traveling that week. You gentlemen hardly seem the type who could conceive of a time machine, much less casually order one. I hesitated. I said I wasn't sure I could do it.
You can do it all right, Dr.
I
Faber.
said it would cost a great deal of money.
We'll get up the money, Doctor.
I said it would require considerable time.
We can wait, Doc. The payoff's good enough. We can wait a long time.
And so I naturally asked about this payoff.
Have a small drink, Doctor.
Obviously, I accepted the challenge. Obviously, I constructed a time machine. Otherwise, how could I be talking to you from tomorrow? How could I be speaking to you at 10:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time on Monday, July 28th? And you are as obviously listening to me at 10:13 on Sunday, July 27th. I don't know where you are. Of course, you may be listening to me in another time zone, perhaps at 6:13 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 7:13 Mountain Time. You see, don't you, that time is relative? That's the whole secret of time travel. I'm sure not going to detail it. It seems to me it is relatively simple, although it's immensely complicated, as you may imagine. The machine lies before me on the table here, or rather, a little device looking something like a camera. But its fragility is deceptive. It cannot be destroyed. Now, observe, here. Here is a hammer. Nothing whatever happens. And for a very excellent reason. The machine cannot be destroyed now. Tomorrow, because it must go back with me before long to what is today, to you. If I could destroy it now, it would be impossible for it to go back, and the whole experiment would have become impossible. You follow me? Still in the net. I have some things to show you. Let me go back to the afternoon when I first was certain that I had a rudimentary time machine that would actually work. I had consumed a great deal of liquor. Mr. Lauterbach and his friends were very generous, and I found, strangely enough, that drinking did not seem to affect my workmanship or my thinking. Well, perhaps it did. Perhaps without it I might not have been able to build the device. Already regretted not to. Simply, it is too late now. It works, and it has already performed its function. My, shall I say, sponsors were most curious that afternoon.
How are you going to prove it works, Dr. Faber?
Send something into the future? Send what? Not me.
I rather think we will try an inanimate object first, gentlemen.
The pencil there.
Yes, the pencil. Can't hurt a pencil thread.
Well, if this works.
If it works. Oh, man.
How long will it be gone?
For the purpose of the demonstration, I shall send it away for, well, only a few seconds.
How far away?
Shall we say, tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Very well.
That's far enough.
Very well, tomorrow. 5 seconds. Are we ready?
Yeah. Sure.
Watch second. 2, 3, 4, 5.
There it is again. Let's see it. Doesn't seem to be changed. It isn't.
Well, why should it be?
Listen, how do we know that pencil was in tomorrow?
Well, we don't, Frank.
Well,
where was it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But how are we going to know? Tell me that, Doc. How are we going to know?
We'll have to send somebody who can come back and report.
Who's that going to be, Dr. Faber?
Not me. Not me.
Doctor, will you have a drink?
I will have a drink. I will have 2 drinks. I will have a large number of drinks. I will listen to your argument.
You invented it, Doctor. You know more about it than we do.
I will drink again and shake my head solemnly at your importunities, gentlemen.
One of us might bust the thing, you know. Go on, Doc. We have to know for sure.
Because I don't quite trust you, gentlemen. I don't know what you are up to, but slowly the suspicion grows in my alcoholic mind that you want this instrument for no good. And if I do use it and travel into tomorrow, I shall do it alone when none of you are about. I can be crafty and cunning myself, gentlemen, as crafty and cunning as I suspect you are. And I shall do my first exploring alone. And deliberately I set out to drink myself into a condition where I shall be of no use whatever to my patrons, and their voices wavered off in a haze of my own making.
Take that bottle away from him, somebody. You gave it to him, Louderfly. Don't use fooling living now.
But then, after a while, it was night, and my head was reasonably clear, and I was locked in my room, and Louderback and Greg and Frank were, I assumed, peacefully sleeping, and that was my time. That was the time to look at tomorrow. I looked at the calendar on the table. It said Thursday, July 3rd. I looked at the clock, 11:34 p.m. I fastened the chain on the door, and I turned on a small light at the table. And then I attached the time machine to my wrist. Carefully, I set it for 1 month ahead. Carefully, I set the dial to allow me 5 minutes in the future. And with a last swift look around, I pressed the release. It was not an unpleasant sensation. The room was dark. The light I had just turned on was out. I reached for the switch to turn it on again, and I was startled nearly out of my senses. Lights flashed outside. They seemed to be coming from the sky above, and the air was heavy with crashing sounds. Had I made an error in calculation? Was I the only witness of atomic destruction? I rushed to the window. The light continued to flash. Rockets, a pyrotechnic display of glorious sound and color. I watched it in terror for a moment. Then I remembered. I had only a few minutes. Back to the table, turned on the light, and the desk calendar glared up at me. Friday, July 4th. That was it. I had made an error. I thought I'd set the machine for a month ahead, but it was only for a day. It was tomorrow. My watch ticked on. The evening paper lay on the table. The date, July 4th, 1947. And I had my proof. I snatched up the paper and stuffed it in the pocket, and the fireworks outside died away. And the watch ticked on. And suddenly, I was back. July 3rd, 1947, said the calendar pad. I had succeeded. I had seen tomorrow today. And I had my proof. I reached for tomorrow's newspaper. There was no paper. Or perhaps I dropped it on the floor. No, there was no paper. There was no proof. I tried again with the machine. I found out some things. No matter how I set it, it would only go to the next day. Perhaps there's some kind of providence that prevents man from seeing too far into the future. I found out something else. It was impossible to bring back anything from the future. I tried it with a newspaper. I tried it with a dozen other tangible things. But I was always empty-handed when I returned.
Now, my friends didn't know this. They didn't know anything about all the tomorrows I had seen. I was determined to find out what use they intended to make of my machine first. And I found out. I had held out against testing the machine in their presence so far as they knew I'd never tried it. And they kept after me, day after day. And at last, I set my price. And what do you want to use this machine for, gentlemen?
Shall I tell him, Greg?
Might as well, I guess.
What about you, Frank?
Yeah, you find out anyway.
Well, I shall not test it, gentlemen, until I know.
What if we hooked it up and sent you out anyway?
Yeah, whether you want to or not.
How about that?
It wouldn't work, gentlemen.
What?
You don't think I'm quite a fool, do you?
What do you mean, Faber?
I haven't shown you everything about its operation yet.
Okay. Tell him, Mr. Lauterbach.
You appear to have us more or less over a barrel, Doctor.
Thank you.
So, we're going to make a lot of money with it.
You said that. How?
Very simple.
Too simple, Doc.
Dr. Faber, we intend to step into the future, knock over a few banks...
And come back to today with the money.
You see, Doc?
Yes, but you can't...
But what?
I didn't tell them what I had discovered. I didn't tell them my machine could move no farther into the future than 24 hours. And I didn't tell them that they could bring nothing back with them. Even if I'd sympathized with their remarkable scheme, I didn't dare tell them. I was caught. They'd find out sometime, then what? It was a good scheme, wasn't it? But, of course, there are physical laws that cannot be violated. If you take something from the future and bring it back to today, then it never existed in the future. Figure it out for yourself. It doesn't take a doctor of philosophy to work it out. So that was it. Now I had to demonstrate whether I wanted to or not. I thought fast. Perhaps I could set the machine so I could stay indefinitely in the future. I studied it hard. I thought I could do it. And they watched me. That was yesterday, today. Today to them. And yesterday to me. It was nearly half an hour ago. Or if I trust the calendar, 24 and a half hours ago. I set the machine for an indefinite stay in tomorrow. And they watched me curiously. They said,
Bring us back tomorrow's paper, Doctor.
Don't stay too long.
Hurry back, Doc.
And Frank laughed as I pressed the release. Now it's tomorrow here. And you've got to help me. Because I can't stay here indefinitely. I'm going back. The machine works automatically. It'll take me back whether I want to go or not. You want to know how I know? Well, a little while ago, I was sitting here alone. Tomorrow's paper was on the table beside me. And the door opened, and they walked in. I spoke to them. Hello. They walked on in, paying no attention.
You better get that blood cleaned up, Frank.
Yeah, it's too easy to spot.
I'll get at it again.
I looked down. There was a blood spot on the carpet near where I was sitting. I spoke again. Where did the blood come from, Mr. Lauterbach?
Now we know the thing works. We've got to get some money.
Oh, it works all right, Mr.
First thing, though, is to get rid of his body.
Whose body, Mr. Lauterbach?
Can't keep it there in the closet forever, you know.
Somebody might come in while we're out.
We'll dump it in the river tonight.
Has somebody been killed, Mr.
Well,
Lauterbach?
anyway, we owe him something.
He got paid off, though.
I sort of like the doc at that.
Like whom?
I hated to knock him off.
Knock whom off?
Well, we couldn't keep him around after he got the machine working and tested it out for us, could we?
Of course not. He served his purpose.
Are you
I
talking
hated to
about...
do it, though. When he picked up that pitcher of martinis and took a big slug, I thought he had a hunch that something was up.
Forget it, Frank.
And he said, I drink to success, gentlemen.
That was yesterday, Frank.
And I knew why they didn't see me or hear me. You know now, too, don't you? I wasn't there. This was tomorrow to them. It was yesterday they killed me when I came back, when I said, I drink to success, gentlemen. I wasn't there in the room when they talked about it. I was dead. So I know now, and you know, I've got to go back. I've got to go back and be killed. Nothing can stop that. I should have known. But you've got to help me. You've got to send the police here. They've got to be captured before they can use my machine. Think what they can do with it. And they're murderers. They murdered me. You will help, won't you? Oh, yes, you will. Yes, you will. I know you will, friend. You did help. Yes, you did. It says so right here in tomorrow's paper. Look. You've got to help. They can do so many terrible things with my machine. No, I know they can't bring anything back from tomorrow with them, but they can kill. You will help. Let me read you what tomorrow's paper says about what you did. Oh, I'm afraid I didn't read it all the first time. I'm sorry. No, I'm terribly sorry. But, well, listen. Died this afternoon as a result of wounds suffered in the capture of the 3 men. That's you, friend. That's you that's to be killed tomorrow trying to help me. No, you can't change it. You can't change it any more than I can. Oh, the machine is buzzing again. I'm going back. I'll pick up my drink and I'll say, I drink to success, gent.
Well, Doctor, did you make it?
I drink to success, gentlemen.
I Remember Tomorrow, a Quiet Please story written and directed by Willis Cooper. The man who spoke to you was Ernest Chappell.
And Frederick Bell played Lauterbach. Kermit Murdoch was heard as Greg, and Frank Dane was Frank. The music was composed and played by Gene Perazzo. Now, for a word about next week's story on Quiet Please, here is our writer-director, Willis Cooper.
Next week's Quiet Please story about a man and a murder is called Inquest.
And so, until next week at this time, I am quietly yours, Ernest Chappell.
This program came to you from New York. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.